Think about yesterday. You probably remember a few things. Maybe a conversation, something that made you laugh. But now try to remember the exact details of the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that. It gets harder. Now think about last month. How many ordinary days can you actually remember? Almost none. And this is strange. You lived every one of them. But most of those moments are not available to you as clear memories anymore. Where did they go? Did your brain delete them? Not so. Interesting. Your brain was never designed to keep a perfect recording of your life. It is constantly deciding what deserves attention, what should be connected to other experiences, and what can fade into the background. And most everyday life is background. You experience those days. But because they contained so little that your brain considered distinctive, they became difficult to retrieve later. This is why your life can feel much shorter when you look backward. You remember the important moments: your first day at school, a major birthday, a trip, a frightening experience, a huge achievement, a day when something changed. But you don't remember Tuesday. You don't remember the ordinary Wednesday 3 years ago. You don't remember most of the conversations you had last month. When you look backward, your life appears to be made of the moments you remember. But those moments are only a small fraction of everything you actually lived. And then, childhood makes the mystery even stranger. Most adults have few detailed autobiographical memories from the first years of life. Researchers call this phenomenon childhood amnesia. Adults typically report few specific memories from before, around age 3 or 4, with memories becoming more numerous later in childhood. But that doesn't mean nothing happened during those years. You were learning, exploring, developing language, experiencing emotions, and creating memories. Research following children over time has found that memories from early childhood can be lost surprisingly quickly as children grow older. So childhood wasn't empty. Your access to much of it simply changed. And scientists don't think there's one simple explanation. Language, our developing sense of self, the way we organize experiences into stories, and changes in the brain all influence what becomes an accessible autobiographical memory later in life. But there's another fascinating problem. Even the memories you can remember aren't perfect recordings. Your memory isn't a video file sitting inside your brain waiting to be replayed. Details can disappear, experiences can become connected, and you can feel extremely confident about a memory that isn't completely accurate. That's one reason photographs can feel so strange. You see an old picture from childhood and suddenly remember the moment. But what you remember may be a combination of the photograph, what your family told you, and the story you've repeated about that moment over the years. Your memory helps create your personal story. That's why some insignificant moments stay with us forever. A smell, a song, the sound of rain, a random afternoon when nothing important happened, yet somehow you remember it decades later. Why? Because memory isn't simply about importance. Emotion, attention, meaning, and context can influence what becomes memorable and what later remains accessible. And that's where this becomes strangely personal. Right now, you are creating memories that you probably won't remember. This conversation, this room, the light outside, the sound around you, what you were thinking 5 minutes ago. Some of it will survive, most of it probably won't. You won't know which parts until years have passed. That's the unsettling thing about memory. You don't know you're living through a moment you'll eventually forget. And you don't know you're living through a moment you'll someday desperately wish you could remember. Maybe that's why ordinary moments deserve more attention than we give them. Because the ordinary moments are most of your life. not the birthdays, achievements, vacations, or dramatic turning points. Most of life is the space between them. The morning you didn't think was important, the conversation you almost forgot, the person sitting beside you, the sound of your home. The version of yourself that exists right now will eventually become another memory. So maybe the real mystery isn't, why do we forget so much? Maybe it's this: how much of our life are we living without realizing that it will one day be gone from memory? Because one day, you may look back and realize that the years you thought were ordinary were actually your life. And perhaps the saddest part is that you usually don't realize what you're losing until it has already become the past.